Well, hello there, YouTubers, YouTuber-uberlubers. Someday I'm going to figure out what my intro really is. Hey, another short talk in the trailer with an old guy. Good afternoon, good evening, I guess it is to you, or to me right here. The sun hasn't got dark out yet, but we got all kind of rainy and cloudy and whatnot this afternoon, and so I guess it was in the weather forecast, but I didn't care. I mean, it's like, ain't gonna happen. You know, when it says it's gonna rain around here, yeah, probably not. But it actually did. It wasn't huge, but it's nice. Welcome. By golly, we just haven't seen that stuff in a while. I got working today on a job that was just. I haven't done one of these things in years. There was an old fiberglass shower stall inside a place called Good Sam, which is a kind of a care place for older folks. So they set them up kind of like in apartments in a way inside these buildings, I mean, kind of like a motel room. And so anyway, we're trying to get this darn fiberglass shower stall out of there. Got the thing out of there finally, but what a mess. I'd spun up my little mini grinder because I was using a sawzall on this fiberglass, and it was like, man, this stuff's tough. It was like, how thick is this stuff? So I spun up my grinder, went, brah, and we just went right through it, you know. But it's kicked up this cloud of dust. It was like, holy mackerel, this stuff's everywhere. So we closed the door real quick and turned on the exhaust fan, you know, and tried to get some of that junk out of there, but kind of made a mess. But anyway, we got the old pan out, got the new pan in, had to reset a new trap and all that stuff. And coming up on the end there, it's like I started looking at this thing, and I went over with there's a guy named Luis. He's a pretty good maintenance guy. He's an older guy. He's probably in his late 50s. Hispanic dude, and real smart. And so I asked him, hey man, look at this new stall you've got. You guys supplied it, okay? You want me to get grab bars, you know, the ADA bars back in, okay? Good. Sorry, the numbers don't work. The bars that we have do not cohere with these numbers. What would you like to do? So finally, he talked it over with his boss, and it come back that the idea is going to be, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to supply shorter bars, which made sense. So they're going to bring in some shorter bars, so all I got to do is get the backing in. Well, guess what? New backing depth, because the old backing depth, the two showers don't correspond. Why would they? Different brands, different makes. So we finally got that darn back and scooted in there at the end of the day, and by then I was getting kind of frustrated because like, why does everything have to be so difficult all the time, all the time, all the time? It's like, does anything go together simply these days? But you know, I get into this kind of brain mode where I've just checked out. You know, and I'm no longer thinking about World War III. I'm no longer thinking about, you know, the great apostasy. I'm no longer I just want to get this stinking shower done. And we didn't finish it. It kind of bumbled at the end. So what we're gonna have to do is go back in the morning. We got the backing now. So we can set the walls and then cut it out, set the trim on the shower, boom, 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 make it happen. But so it's probably another 2.5, 3 hours, I'm guessing. But it just surprised me how dadgum long it took to get that thing done. I was watching some videos after I got home today, and I was kind of on the verge of deciding, well, do I really want to make another one of those fascinating talks in the park? Actually, this is a short talk in the trailer, in case we never did that, with an old guy. Now we're caught up. I watched some stuff about, World War III unrolling, and oh my gosh, what a mess. And I have no idea what's going to come of this. I really don't know, but nothing in me feels homogenous and warm and fuzzy about it, I'll tell you that. These past wars that were in the Middle East with, in the 73 war, that's one I kind of remember. There was a 6-day war before that. There's been all kinds of terrorist attacks. And the thing is that there as here, and this is a point that I kind of just skimmed over the other night, in previous vid, there as here in Israel and here as well, you have a Muslim population, I believe that's a population, yeah, one of them. And short version, darn it, How come the people who know who the terrorists are, I mean, they go to the same mosque and stuff, they hang out, they know who the terrorists are, or at least they can put a finger on them. They never come to the authorities. They never say, it's a little bit like this. Let's pretend Christianity had a branch. We'll call them the Hex Angels. Heck, see, because we're Christians here. Instead of the Hells Angels. I mean, just brutal motorcycle gang murderers. I mean, it's selling meth and crank and, what's the new one? Fentanyl. And all that stuff, and just murdering and just having lots of sassy sex and blowing stuff up and drinking vodka in their spare time, like MS-13. Well, if you have a group like that that says, well, we also identify as Christian, it's be like, what? You're not Christian, man. The church wouldn't put up with that. The church wouldn't say, oh yeah, well, they're one of us. But that's what happens in Islam. These crazy terroristas, these miserable murderers, they go to mosque. The people who are Muslims know who they are. So, it's got a squishy situation here. So World War III is about ready to blow up. Because, my gosh, if Hezbollah moves south into Israel, because Israel moves south into Gaza, then all bets are off. After that, I have no idea what's going on. The U.S. is not prepared for a world war. The U.S. is not prepared for a major, this is like not only a regional war, this is a world war, potentially. Is the U.S. prepared for that? Oh, no. But listen to those neocons and the government, Mitch McConnell and these other freaks. They're just bomb droppers. I wonder what kind of rebate they get back from General Dynamics or whoever makes the darn bombs this week. So anyway, I was looking at that kind of video stuff, and it was just like, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to know. So there's a lady, she's so refreshing. If you're watching my video, and if you have any interest at all in a conversational video done by an older person in their own home, go find Dr. Pamela Anderson. She's this just wondrous, well, she's a beautiful lady. I don't know how old, she might be my age, but I'm guessing she's younger. I'm guessing she's in her 50s. But at any rate, it's her only video out right now. Maybe she's just starting out, maybe. I couldn't find any other videos that she'd linked. And, but I so enjoyed her. And I said, well, you know what? I put a comment down her post up. I'm going to give you a shout out on my vid. And, it's like, it's the magic medicine. In other words, when the world's going ape shit, when people are losing their minds, and they're talking about, yeah, let's just start throwing H-bombs around, man. That sounds like a good idea. It's like when you hear a smart, clever, and frankly, she's a very intellectual lady, but in a most human and good way. I don't know that she's a Christian. I have no doubt that she's probably somewhere else. But she might be a Christian. I don't know. But the issue is this: there's soul power. There's the powers of the world. Oh my gosh, we'll call them Hamas this week, or how about the Moscow communists? But they're not communists anymore. The CCP communists over there in Beijing, yeah, they're still communists. So the communists were the bad guys. See, we were supposed to be the good guys. Everything got switched up, and now we're the bad guys, or one of them. It's like modern movies. I mean, you walk in and you think, as you're watching the modern movie, you're thinking, is there a good guy in here somewhere? It's just a series of criminals, But anyway, enough of that. I just want to encourage you and comfort your heart. There's a whole lot of stuff, bad stuff going on, and the medicine. Think Dr. Pamela Anderson. The medicine isn't a further and more incisive look into the news, such that every little news article that goes beep beep on the interweb, oh, we got to stay abreast of it. We got to stay up with the news. We got to devote ourselves to consuming this stuff. No, you don't. There's something you should consume, and it sounds like food. Stuff that keeps you alive. Drink water. You might try some of that stuff. And occasionally you might want to spark up one of these here too. Modelo Negra. Hey, waiting for that endorsement check. Keep waiting, gringo. But if you wanna find a place to rest in all this madness, I know it sounds escapist. I know it sounds like, well, you're avoiding the point. You're just getting away into your own self. No, I don't think so. The way to deal with this excess all around us, look at the news, is things are going berserk. The world's falling apart, and it's only going to get worse. How much of this can we take before the complete wheels fall off of everything we knew about civilization? Well, we got a little while, I think. This is what we're building. This is what they're doing. And it's up to people like you and me to say, to say, look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, R&D, I don't give a damn. The only thing that matters is Jesus Christ, the righteous, and his incredible claims. This dude claims to be the inventor of everything, the giver of life, and he showed up inside his own, what would you call it, existent sphere that he generated, and walked into it and said, hey, how you doing? And he did a lot more than that. It's a leap across kind, from transcendent to creation, from the infinite, universal, and central to one man, like you and me. And that's the difference he makes. Jesus Christ, the righteous, is right at the center of everything. So when the wheels are falling off, when Biden's losing his mind again, sorry, the poodle, when the poodle's losing his mind yet again, and when things are just going boom in your face, we don't need more experts. We don't need more adroit interpolation. Hey, I just made that up. What we need is more of the center post, which is about what's ordinary, like real food, real drink, getting up in the morning and seeing the sun rise. I mean, a real sun in a real world. In other words, he's the author of reality. He's the giver of life to your soul. He's the one who created your spirit and is calling you home through news. What news? The news about him. He has stepped in here, and when he did that, it's fascinating to consider how far and reaching this is. Just I'm just getting parts of it, just little bits and pieces. And yet I'm overwhelmed by how astonishingly brilliant this dude is. And I mean, far-reaching, too. This guy thinks ahead like you can't believe. But believe him. So there's something here when we're being confronted by a world of madness, being confronted by a world which is falling apart, and frankly is demonic in many ways. What you need is more soul power. You need more mind control. You need more spirit freedom. You need more involvement in the world around you through the people you actually deal with in a way that coheres with reality. That is compassion or patience or just warm welcome. In other words, we need to relate more person to person as the wheels fall off. I hope I'm being clear. But the real person to the real person is you to your Father. It's a call to prayer. It's a call to prayer. That's what I've got. I'm not offering prophecy, and I'm not offering, visions. I'm just saying, when the wheels are falling off, there is a repose for the soul, and that is to seek the name of the Father. I am who is salvation. That's the name of the Son. Call him by name and bless that name, and I guarantee. He says of Abraham, he who blesses you, I bless. He who curses you, I curse. Now, Abraham is the father of the believers, as we would kind of reckon him. But Jesus, he says, Abraham was glad to see my day. And in other words, Abraham is himself also a picture or a type of the great king, the true believer. See, this is how far he stooped. He didn't walk into this world with saying, well, I'm just going to use my incredible, magnificent, almighty powers and just make things right. Boom, boom, boom. No, he became a man like us. He learned as a baby boy, just like you would any other baby. How do you walk? Well, at first not so well, but you get good at it. And how do you learn? Well, you fall down, then you get up. He's a baby boy, a human, and out of that, the great king who is eternal trusted his father, entrusted. He's the true believer, the Messiah King. So when we say I believe in Jesus, that's good. But we can also say I believe with him. And in other words, in him and with him, this is the key, the new link. He's talking about a new life in you. He's talking about a new beginning. He's talking about mercy and forgiveness, built on his dime, by his design, and he's the one who thought this up. All we got to do is agree to it. And yet we won't, and we can't, and we never will until he helps us to it. And you know the way he helps you? He makes you look around the world and think, boy, this thing's ridiculously bad. There's no way it can come out of this by itself. We're digging our own grave there. He helps you when you call out and realize we have no other answer. Everything we've tried has just blown up in my face and made things worse. And not only that, but adding shame to my head in the meantime. So the freedom is that he doesn't condemn us. He does not condemn us when we, as those whose hands are soiled, look at that, have dirty old hands, look at them dirty old hands. We who have hands who are soiled, approach him and say, sir, there is no good reason that you should forgive me, but I nonetheless ask it, because on the basis of the news I've heard, it was for this very reason that the Son was sent, the Holy One, to forgive sinners. Well, guess what? I qualify. I mean, sinner part, I got that. I wasn't nailed. So be joyful in the midst, not because you think, war and rape and all the horrors of it, that are funny or interesting like that. No, we laugh in the midst of our pain, because if we didn't, we'd have to cry now, wouldn't we? But we laugh in the midst of our pain in that there is nothing that can touch you ultimately as a human being or as a spirit or a soul, except you let it touch you. And insofar as that, we've entrusted our souls, we've entrusted our lives to another, the life giver, the one who thought all this up in the first place. The guy who said, hey, have I got an idea or what? The Holy Father has blessed his children in many ways, but the best way is that in the darkness, when we're crying out and realize we have no inner capacity to really make things right in the world. In fact, we can barely touch it. I fought all day and barely got a shower pan and didn't even finish. We're human. We're limited. But it means that there's something outside of us. He's greater. He loves you better than you know. And he's right. Because he loves what he loves because he made it. And we're coming home. We're coming back to the author. We're coming back to the one who thought us up in the first place. So be confident. And that is to say, confide. Confide in your friends, confide in your brothers as you see fit. But confide in the Father. Hey, I'm scared, man. This place is going ape shit. I hope you know what you're doing. And he does. Oh, does he does. Yeah, so World War III, I don't want to see it. Get out of my face. Go away. But if this is the fulfillment of Scripture, then grant me patience and grant me endurance. I want to live long enough to see you come down here and open up that king-size can of whoop ass and make things right. You guys have a good day. God bless. Or good evening, too. Day, evening. Let's get it right. Bye-bye.